Gigi, gorgeous, happy Pride!
Happy Pride! Good to see you.
You know what? It is exactly 1 year since you and I hung out in the Kiss studio where you did your pop-up playlist.
Yep.
And we had so much fun together, and you became one of my absolute favorite people. Exactly 1 year ago. And I hate that we can't hug each other right now. We're stuck in our own homes.
I know, it's so annoying. We're forced to use backdrops and play dress up, but at least we're safe and at least we're healthy, right?
Now, Pride. So
Yeah.
last year you were the Grand Marshal. So in theory, since there's no parade, in theory, you're still Grand Marshal.
I never thought about it like that. I'll
Well,
take
hey, if the Raptors won the championship last time and there is no champion, or the Raptors are still champions, so you're still Grand Marshal.
I love it. I mean, honestly, I wish that I could do it all over again. Hopefully one day I'll get the opportunity to. It was so much fun. I literally was just soaking it all in. And you know when like you're having so much fun, time flies by?
Yes.
That's literally what happened. Like we were zooming through the streets, and then by the time we got to Yonge and Dundas, it was over. And I was like, oh my God, that went by so fast. I feel like I didn't really take it all in as much as I should have. And then, of course, we partied on it at Yonge and Dundas Square for a little bit, but it was so fun. Everyone's energy, all of the, super soakers, we were like getting wet. We were playing music in the car. It was just a blast.
Now, this year, flash forward a whole year, this year, there is no parade. Now, when you think about that, not necessarily is a horrible thing, because maybe it gives people a chance to sort of think about what Pride really is all about, why we have Pride.
I think a lot of us really look forward to Pride every single year to really be visible, to party, to let loose, be our authentic selves, wear what we want, say what we want, go where we want. But I think this year it's kind of, aligning with the Black Lives Matter movement, I think that it's so important that we all use our platforms for good. Everyone's on social media nowadays, and now that's just amplified because everyone is stuck indoors, can't travel, can't really work that to their capacity. And I think that if we go back in time, people of color have been protesting and fighting for equality for our community from way back in the day. So I think that we all need to get back to our activist roots and, just honor that legacy and take action in any way that we know how right now.
Well, because if you think about Pride, it started at Stonewall, right? So, Pride was a protest. And I think, looking at everything that's going on in the world, it is a great opportunity for us to, maybe we don't party this year. Maybe we do a little bit of research. We're all inside. Let's take a look at some documentaries, do some reading, and find out why we celebrate Pride and who paved the path to where we are today for our community, right?
Right, because I think a lot of the times we forget what Pride really means. We're fighting for equality. We're looking at everything we've achieved and how much we have to achieve in the future. And Black Lives Matter is just doing that. We're both fighting for equality. So this Pride, I am aligning with Black Lives Matter very proudly. I am taking action and educating myself.
Because don't you want to look back at this year's Pride and say, I did something versus, well, there was no parade, I just stayed at home. Wouldn't it be amazing to look back and say, I did something?
Yes. And it irks me so hard when people say, oh, Pride is canceled this year. It'll be even better next year. It's like, no, I think that we should, take the other side of the coin and really think it's anything but canceled. Now is our time to be louder than ever and really share our story. Be visible the way that you can and educate yourself. It's so important.
Now, when you think about Pride, do you have like a favorite Pride memory? Like, when you first came out, maybe like something that was your absolute, always your proudest moment at Pride?
Yes, going with my best friends to Toronto Pride was absolutely, by far, I'm biased because I live there, but it was such a moment for me. The moments just aligned. I was out, I was proud, I was living my authentic truth, I was doing what I wanted in my life, and just to see all kind of walks of the community in my hometown was so rewarding. And it was a decade ago, maybe 11 years ago that happened. So it is kind of crazy that, time has flown again and now it's Pride season again. It's like, I just wish I could be home in the streets with everyone from Toronto.
When I mean, you are such a role model and an icon to so many people. I mean, you look at your social media and you're there for everybody, and you're answering questions, and you're really there for your fans. I mean, I know that I've commented on stuff on your social media, and you always write back to people, and I think that is so cool, considering you have like 2 million followers. Um, do people slide into your DMs and ask you advice? Are you there for people who are maybe beginning their journey and are scared to walk in your footsteps?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's something that I've taken upon myself from the beginning of my presence online, my career per se, is talking to people, literally hearing their story, because that's what I ultimately want to do. I want to help people. I want to make people feel like they're not alone. And if I can do it, you can too. Now it might seem easy from the outside, but I've shown along the way that it's not been. And this is something that I'm doing even more now. Every morning, every night, I put time aside to really go through my DMs and catch up with people that I have been talking to, see how they're doing. I call them, like, literally, they are my pen pals, and from all across the world, which is insane to think. And then, start some new connections.
Is there somebody in your life that is just so proud of you for how far you've come, how you use your platform, and is just right there going, I love what you're doing?
I'd say, yeah. I mean, the majority of people in Toronto that I grew up with, I get messages all the time. And, my best friends back there, they're always rooting me on. They always wanted the best for me. And we still talk, obviously, now today. But my family, too. I mean, I have the best dad in the world, best brothers, best stepmom. And they really have been so supportive. And I talked to my dad yesterday, and it just was so emotional, being like, I can't come back for Pride this year. We kind of have a little thing where, it's our moment, because I'm going to be in town. And yeah, I mean, I've been really blessed with an amazing, amazing family as well.
Amazing. It is always so great to talk to you. I know how busy you are. Thank you so much for taking the time to check in with us on Kiss again for another Pride chat. We love. We got to make this a tradition.
Hell, I'm so down. Yes, thanks for having me. I love catching up with you, and I wish that I could be there.